I'm going to try to do my best Rod Serling imitation. For those of you that might be young enough not to know who Rod Serling was, he was the creator and the host of the original Twilight Zone. Imagine you're the President of the United States. Everything is wrong. The economy is wrong. Foreign policy is broken. There's chaos in the streets. Everything is in turmoil. Your polls are tanking. The vast majority of your own party doesn't want you to run for re-election. What do? You declare another emergency and get people all riled up again. But that's exactly what Joe Biden is going to do. On Wednesday, he's going to declare, you guessed it, an energy emergency. You know, we just get rid of Fauci. We just get him to announce that he's retiring, and we are seeing even the CDC lift some more madness that they're no longer going to report about COVID cases on cruise ships. We're seeing life when it comes to the pandemic really kind of get back to a level of normal, unless you live in California or sub-libloon run municipality somewhere. That all said, you would think that at this point, with the inflation, the supply chain issues, going to the grocery store, not being able to find what you want, when you do find it, you can't afford it, the economy tanking, gas prices through the roof, all of this bad news everywhere. You would think if you were Team Biden, what you want to do, especially as you gear up for the midterms, is give people something to cheer about. Give them something to say, hey, the president's looking out for us. The president's got our back on this one. Instead, what we're going to get is yet another emergency. And now it's the climate emergency, which means by fiat, by executive order, not through the actual legislative process. Of course, he can't, because apparently, half the Democrats got themselves arrested today protesting in front of the Supreme Court. The nags and the hags from the squad, like Ilhan Omar and AOC and her big booty. Oh, did you see that video? The guy she's trying to have arrested for talking about that he likes AOC's big booty. Anyhow, maybe she can put tax the rich on her rear end again. That was a good look on social media. He can't legislate anything that he wants to do. So by executive order, now when he declares this climate emergency, you know what that's going to mean. You're going to have less access to the actual energy that you do need, that you do use, and you're just going to have to do what Mayor Pete, our Commerce Secretary, Transportation Secretary, says. You're going to have to deal with the pain and buy an electric car. And yes, he actually said that. Now, for months, actually for going on 2 years, gas prices have steadily gone up. Since Joe Biden became president, gas prices have gone up and up and up and up and up and up. Now, in the last week or so, they've come down about 15 cents. 15 cents. And now he wants to take a victory lap that he did it. Wait a minute. Whoa. First, you said it was the gas companies gouging us at the pumps that did it. Then you said it was the mom and pop owned gas stations who were trying to take advantage of a situation and they were price gouging. Then you said it was Putin's gas. So which is it, Mr. President? Is this Putin's gas hike or Putin's price drop? See, you can't blame everybody and everything else when the prices are high, and then when they come down 15 cents, take this big victory lap like you've done something. And the reality is, again, we were paying, in some places, less than $2 a gallon when you came into office. We're now paying close to $5 a gallon since you've been in office. So are the gas prices coming down, Pastor Marty? Well, it's real simple. If you talk to oil executives, and I happen to know a couple, you find out that number one, the gas prices always come down right after the 4th of July. Demand goes down. The travel is less, and the 4th of July is one of those holidays where just about everybody takes to the road to go somewhere. There's a surge on demand. The supply has been in the past a little bit more limited, so obviously that drove the price up. But now the price is coming down because the demand is backed off now that the 4th of July holiday is over. For the first time in years, because the president scolded the oil companies to do something, so they did. They're not allowed to drill, they're not allowed to explore, they're not allowed to produce more than what they're allowed to produce now. But what they did do was they went wide open in the refineries. The oil refineries in the U.S. right now are running at 100%. They are maximizing the oil production of what we do have, and they're getting it out there as fast as they can. So you put those two things together, and that's why you've got about a 15% across the board average price drop at the pump. Has nothing to do with Joe Biden. The misery we feel at the pump has everything to do with Joe Biden. And his administration is admitting this is a painful time. Grin and bear it, because we're making this change to green new madness. It doesn't matter that we don't have the infrastructure to support all of these electric cars. Geraldo Rivera on the 5 over on Faux Pas News, formerly known as Fox News, said, I went to Starbucks today and there were 5 charging stations there. First, whoopee ding, it's in New York City. Those of us who don't live there don't care. And again, it is New York City, and I got a feeling you got more than 5 electric cars in New York City. So you still haven't answered the question of where does everybody get charged up? And even though they're quote unquote building more and more charging stations around the country, think about you want to take your family on a vacation. You get in the car, you hit the open highway, and you every 200 miles, 300 miles, you got to stop. So now everything is going to take longer. Everything is going to have to be routed around where the charging stations are available. And remember now, because we've got these green new nuts not only declaring war on the fossil fuel for like gasoline, what about the power grid? Seriously, what about the power grid? Can our power grid actually handle 200 million cars, 300 million cars, 400 million cars we start throwing in? Because we ought to make all the diesel trucks now become electric. We ought to make all the delivery vans electric. Why? Amazon is even talking about they're doing that. We're going to go all electric. The post office is saying we're going to go all electric. Be nice if the government said we're going to lead by example. We're going to drive the president around no longer in the Beast. We're going to get an electric golf cart, and that's what we're going to drive him around in. We don't have the infrastructure to support hundreds of millions of vehicles all charging at the same time and being able to power your home and being able to do all the other things that we are already putting on an overtaxed power grid system that we can't really upgrade because, again, the green nuts have said no more fossil fuel, no more nuclear. So what are we supposed to use? Just windmills and unicorn urine? I mean, this is beyond ridiculous. But the president, again, who's not a smart man, instead of thinking of a way right now when everybody is upset and anxious over the fact that prices are through the roof, inflation is hitting families, inflation is hitting seniors with Social Security, you think he would actually want to come up with something that the people got excited about. But there you go. The reset is underway, and the oligarch doesn't care, which makes you wonder if Biden is really putting the screws down, creating even more pain. Is it just a ruse when they talk about they're worried about the midterms? Or as Biden and Bernie declared during 2020 before it had actually happened. We've already got it in place. It's already in the bag. The great reset, the great misery of the few will have it all, and the rest of us, we're just the little worker ants, and we have to settle for whatever scraps they decide to let us have.